The story of video games begins not with joysticks and cartridges, but with oscilloscopes and vacuum tubes. In the 1950s, long before the internet or personal computers, the seeds of interactive entertainment were being sown. These early pioneers, often physicists and engineers, saw the potential of using computers not just for calculations, but for play. One such pioneer was William Higginbotham, a physicist who in 1958 created Tennis for Two at Brookhaven National Laboratory. This game, displayed on an oscilloscope, allowed two players to volley a simulated tennis ball back and forth. Though simple by today's standards, Tennis for Two was a revelation, demonstrating the potential for electronic games to engage and entertain. While Higginbotham's creation was a novelty, another invention of the time would have a more lasting impact. The early 1970s saw the nascent video game industry take its first tentative steps. Games like Computer Space, designed by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney in 1971, offered a glimpse of the arcade experience to come. Housed in a futuristic fiberglass cabinet, Computer Space challenged players to pilot a rocket ship and destroy flying saucers. While Computer Space achieved moderate success, it was Atari's Pong in 1972 that truly captured the public's imagination. Inspired by the Odyssey's table tennis game, Pong distilled the sport down to its simplest form: 2 paddles and a ball. Its intuitive gameplay and competitive spirit made it an instant hit, launching Atari into the stratosphere and solidifying the arcade as a cultural phenomenon. The success of Pong triggered a wave of imitations, with companies eager to capitalize on the burgeoning video game market. Games like Breakout, Space Invaders, and Asteroids followed, each pushing the boundaries of graphics and gameplay. These early arcade games were more than just entertainment. They were social spaces, gathering places where people could connect and compete. As arcade games grew in popularity, so too did the technology that powered them. Transistors replaced bulky vacuum tubes, allowing for smaller, more powerful machines. Screens became larger and more colorful, and sound effects became more sophisticated, immersing players deeper into the game world. The stage was set for a golden age of arcade gaming. In 1962, at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, a group of students and computer programmers created a game that would have a profound impact on the future of video games: Spacewar. Developed on a DEC PDP-1 minicomputer, Spacewar pitted 2 players against each other in a simulated space battle, each controlling a spaceship armed with torpedoes. Spacewar was groundbreaking for several reasons. It was one of the first games to feature real-time gameplay, requiring players to think and react quickly. It also introduced the concept of a persistent game world, with spaceships affected by inertia and gravity. While Spacewar was not commercially released, it was widely shared among computer enthusiasts, inspiring a generation of game designers. The success of arcade games like Pong and Space Invaders led to the rise of the video arcade, dedicated spaces filled with rows of coin-operated gaming machines. Arcades became social hubs, attracting people of all ages and backgrounds. They were places where friends could meet, rivals could clash, and high scores could be chased. The arcade boom also fueled the growth of the video game industry. Companies like Atari, Midway, and Namco competed fiercely, releasing a constant stream of new and innovative games. The competition drove innovation, leading to more sophisticated graphics, sound, and gameplay mechanics. The golden age of arcade gaming had arrived. While arcades thrived, a parallel revolution was brewing in homes. The Magnavox Odyssey, despite its limited capabilities, had demonstrated the demand for video games in the living room. In 1975, Atari released a home version of Pong, and the home console market exploded. The Atari 2600, released in 1977, solidified Atari's dominance in the home console market. With its wood panel design and iconic joystick controllers, the 2600 brought arcade-quality gaming experiences into homes. Games like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, and Donkey Kong became household names, captivating players of all ages. The success of the Atari 2600 and its competitors led to a surge in third-party game developers. Companies like Activision, Coleco and Imagic emerged, releasing a flood of new games for the hungry home console market. This period of rapid growth and innovation, however, would be short-lived. The late 1970s and early 80s witnessed the golden age of arcade gaming. Arcades were ubiquitous, found in shopping malls, movie theaters, and even grocery stores. The games themselves became more sophisticated, featuring colorful graphics, immersive sound effects, and innovative gameplay mechanics. Games like Donkey Kong in 1981, Pac-Man in 1980, and Galaga in 1981 became cultural phenomena, their characters instantly recognizable. Arcades were more than just places to play games, they were social spaces, meeting points for friends and rivals alike. The thrill of competition, the sound of quarters clinking into machines, and the joy of setting a new high score created an atmosphere of electric excitement. This golden age also saw the rise of vector graphics, which used lines instead of pixels to create sharper, more detailed images. Games like Asteroids in 1979 and Tempest in 1981 showcased the potential of this technology, delivering visually stunning experiences that pushed the boundaries of arcade gaming. However, the arcade boom was not to last. The rise of home consoles, coupled with a glut of low-quality arcade games, led to a crash in the arcade market in the mid-80s. The golden age was over, but its legacy would continue to influence video games for decades to come. The early 1980s saw the video game industry face its first major challenge, the North American video game crash of 1983. A confluence of factors, including an oversaturation of low-quality games, competition from home computers, and a lack of consumer confidence, led to a sharp decline in video game sales. The crash had a devastating impact on the industry. Many prominent companies, including Atari, went bankrupt, and thousands of jobs were lost. Arcades, once bustling hubs of social activity, became ghost towns. The future of video games seemed uncertain. However, from the ashes of the crash, a new era emerged. Japanese companies like Nintendo and Sega entered the market with innovative consoles and compelling games, revitalizing the industry. Nintendo's Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, released in 1985, ushered in a new era of home console gaming. The NES's success can be attributed to several factors. Its affordable price point, coupled with a library of high-quality games like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda and Metroid, made it a must-have for families worldwide. Nintendo's strict licensing policies ensured a consistent level of quality for NES games, restoring consumer trust in the industry. While Nintendo revived the home console market, personal computers, PCs, emerged as a new platform for gaming. The increasing processing power and graphical capabilities of PCs allowed for more complex and visually impressive games. Games like Doom 1993 and Quake 1996 popularized the first-person shooter genre, showcasing the PC's ability to deliver immersive and action-packed experiences. The rise of the internet and online gaming services like Battle.net further fueled the PC gaming boom, allowing players to connect and compete with each other online. Meanwhile, the console market continued to evolve. Sega's Genesis console, released in 1989, challenged Nintendo's dominance with its 16-bit processor and edgy marketing. Sony entered the fray in 1994 with the PlayStation, a CD-ROM-based console that boasted impressive 3D graphics. The introduction of 3D graphics marked a turning point in video game history. Games like Super Mario 64, 1996, and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, 1998, on the Nintendo 64, and Metal Gear Solid, 1998, and Final Fantasy VII, 1997, on the PlayStation, demonstrated the immersive potential of three-dimensional gaming worlds. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw the video game industry undergo a period of rapid technological advancement. The rise of 3D graphics led to a shift from pixel-based sprites to polygonal models, creating more realistic and detailed game worlds. The increasing power of consoles and PCs allowed developers to create vast open-world environments, complex physics systems, and sophisticated artificial intelligence. Games like Grand Theft Auto 3, 2001, and Halo Combat Evolved, 2001, pushed the boundaries of what was possible in video games, offering players unprecedented freedom and immersion. Online gaming also exploded in popularity during this period. Massively multiplayer online role-playing games, MMORPGs like EverQuest, 1999, and World of Warcraft, 2004, created persistent virtual worlds where millions of players could interact with each other in real time. The rise of online gaming fostered a sense of community among players as they formed guilds, completed quests together, and battled for virtual supremacy. The lines between the real and virtual worlds began to blur as players invested countless hours in their online avatars and relationships. From its humble beginnings in the 1950s, the video game industry has evolved into a global entertainment powerhouse. Today, video games are a multi-billion-dollar industry, surpassing Hollywood in terms of revenue. Games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, and Minecraft have become cultural phenomena enjoyed by millions of players worldwide. The technological innovations that have driven the industry's growth show no signs of slowing down. Virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, are poised to revolutionize gaming once again, offering even more immersive and interactive experiences. Cloud gaming is making it easier than ever to access and play games on a variety of devices. Video games are no longer just a form of entertainment. They are a powerful medium for storytelling, art, and social commentary. Games like The Last of Us, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Disco Elysium explore complex themes and emotions, challenging players to think critically about the world around them. As technology continues to evolve, the possibilities for video games are endless. One thing is certain, the future of gaming is bright, and the legacy of innovation that began with a simple game of tennis for two will continue to inspire and entertain generations to come.